I just got back watching Soul in theaters, and honestly, the wait was worth it. I waited 4 years to see it in theaters. Sure, it premiered on Disney Plus, but I choose not to watch it on Disney Plus because it just goes against about what I want. And when I first saw it in theaters, there was a reason why this film was meant to be seen in theaters. Cause personally, I do think that you should see it in theaters. I mean, it has some stuff like the theatrical version it has a lot of stuff that the Disney Plus version just doesn't. In fact, the theatrical version is actually better than the Disney Plus version in all that matter. What stuff that it has? Well, actual subtitles in the film instead of subtitles playing on there while you just turn on the subtitles. Like it just goes on there. Plus the surround sound. The whole film is so surrounded with sound, and it feels so alive. It just feels it just feels so perfect for movie theaters. I'm so glad that it did get released in movie theaters. Though now that it did get released in movie theaters, will this still count as Disney Plus original? I'm not gonna check it for myself, but is this film still count as Disney Plus original, even though it finally got released in theaters? But I want to talk about some other things other than just Soul being released in theaters. I want to talk about the other stuff. If you can remember, Soul, Luca, and Turning Red are coming to theaters. Well, not coming back to theaters. They're more like they're actually coming to theaters for the first time. This let it don't make you don't let this the title fool you, because they're actually coming to theaters for the very first time, because they skipped theaters once and now they're coming to theaters. And people should watch more of that. And honestly, I think there's more streaming service movies that should get released in theaters. Because, let me show you something. As time will soon forget, you have to remember that Sponge on the Run and Mitchell's vs. Machine, or how I like to say Connected, since Connected is better than Mitchell's vs. Machines because Connected has that double meaning if you've seen the movie. These films were supposed to be released in theaters, but sadly they just skipped theaters. Well, except for Connected, because it got released in theaters, but for a limited time. But the point is, they deserve a theatrical release. And honestly, I really do think that more movies like these should release in theaters, because I want to see it in theaters and see how much they stack up. Like, don't you remember Hotel Transformania, or even Scoop and Trolls World Tour? These films were supposed to release in theaters, but they didn't. Now, upon retrospect, it's probably for a good reason why they didn't get released in theaters, except for Trolls World Tour. But the point is this: if Soul, Luca, and Turning Red get an official theatrical release in theaters, so can SpongeBob, Sponge on the Run, and Mitchell's vs. Machines, Connected. If they could happen, so can they. And I believe in hope if this happens.